How was the World Cup?
Yes.
How was the World Cup? Barely remember it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Too much partying going on, running of the bulls. I mean, it all happened there. It's just all a big blur.
The running
But,
of the
you know,
bulls.
the fact that...
Best part.
Bubbles.
The fact that Germany ended up winning
Yes.
was, was amazing, and the reason why it was amazing was because they won. Okay, so anyway.
Well, actually, they build those dudes, man. Those guys are bred to play football.
That's right.
Like from a very young age.
They got ranches. They get on horses. They run them around.
I don't know about all that, but
yeah, they run them back and forth, back and forth.
Perhaps, yeah.
And then make them hit, do the ball thing. And, yeah.
But it's like a really a big big deal.
Yeah,
for
but
these guys
one thing about the World Cup is it's over. But you'll talk about it in sports.
I will, sure will.
Yeah, and that's coming up. We really have to. I mean, wow! This news that broke yesterday about the plane crash in the Ukraine, and it's another Malaysian airline.
Malaysian Airlines plane.
And this is government-owned airlines. Okay, so to have one tragedy is one thing, but then to have two. This takes in the whole government, the people. They're all paying for this. This is their, airlines, and wow, what a tragedy.
The positive is that, like they said, they were able to identify, obviously, the passengers. They can find the plane, and they were able to get the black box. It's still so sad because they haven't been able to recover from the first one that happened.
Well, I think didn't more people die in this crash?
Yes, 298.
Yeah, almost 300 people.
Well, that was about the same for the first crash as well.
Well, the first crash was 239, I think it was.
239.
Yeah, so you can see that the people were missing, and that was a tragedy. Till
and
today.
they still haven't found that plane.
Yeah, I think
and you don't really hear much about it anymore until another one goes down.
I think they're in the wrong place. I think obviously, if it goes and they say they're searching the waters and everything, they may be in a totally wrong place.
Well, what's interesting? The reports yesterday was talking about 298 souls versus 298 lives. So it was really interesting, the terminology
And interpretation.
That was used this time around.
Yeah, and no matter how you look at it, it's sad. We're getting reactions from the U.S., from Russia, from a lot of different people, but it just goes to show how fragile this world is, folks. That even here in this beautiful paradise, that anything can happen. We are very, very fortunate. And speaking of the weather,
Our
the weather has changed a lot of things. So the Celebration of Aloha golf tournament that was going to be happening on Monday has now been changed to December 8th.
Oh, really?
Okay. So it's still going to happen,
for
but
safety reasons.
Yeah, for safety reasons, because
is that because of the tropical storm Wally?
The remnants of the tropical storm.
Is it Wally?
It's not only that system that's moving in, but it's what's happening above, in the Pacific, above the island.
So we don't know.
Well, it says 45-mile-per-hour winds and higher gusts formed in the Central Pacific Thursday is forecast to bring heavy rain to the Hawaiian Islands this weekend.
So we're starting about Saturday night or Sunday morning and going through Monday evening. So, logically, it's about taking care when there's a lot of rain.
Yeah,
right?
we don't know what the conditions will be, so instead of taking the chance of, if it does
So we're fortunate, special aloha to all of the staff and the members of Mid-Pacific Country Club.
Supporters who were coming out that day.
Because this was for a great cause, ladies and gentlemen, and it will be on December 8th, okay? And that is that the wonderful NICU process of neonatal intensive care babies, right?
Yeah, in fact, we'll have one of the nurses on this morning. Even though the tournament won't happen, we can talk about the nursing aspect.
Right, and why it's so critical.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're going to have some other very, very special guests. But nobody more special than this team.
It's good to be back together.
This team, yes.
I thought we did a pretty decent job, though. I did take it to the tape.
We did have fun.
And I did have a look. See, it is actually on my YouTube channel, of course.
Yeah, definitely. Did you hear me in the background going, "Hey, what about me? Hey, what about me?"
It was a little different to hear you, but not see you.
Yes. Or sometimes not having there.
No power. You have no power when you're on location.
Yes.
Right, and of course, me being in that spot over there.
Oh,
we got to shift positions
You're in the Big Daddy spot.
Yes.
Big Daddy spot. Right there.
was.
Right now. I'm back.
I'm back to my humble beginnings here.
Me too.
Here on the left.
Oh yeah. Humbler. No, you two
Humbler.
did a great job, and thank you,
Thank
men.
you.
Thank you for that.
Yeah,
You know?
because without men, we don't exist.
We all.
I'll be scratching my head looking at the board. Which one do I hit here?
Gee, the 2-hour show going by real fast because we don't know what to do. So,
We can look at the TV and talk to ourselves.
yeah, but it all worked out
Yes.
well.
Thank
Okay,
you
I
so
have a
much.
question that pertains to Hawaii radio history.
Okay.
And you probably know this. How did Perry and Price get together? I always wondered. I was listening to them, this morning. And
so
I always
here-
wondered that.
Yeah, okay, so here's the thing. Before Michael W. Perry and Larry Price was J. Akuhead Pupule
On KSSK.
on KSSK.
Okay.
Okay? And J. Akuhead Pupule actually was, I think, was pretty much AM most of the time. Okay, the FMs were coming around, but it was AM.
AM, yeah.
Okay, so ironically, I'm at KCCN Radio, and then something happens. There's a conflict. They let me go. So then I go to KKUA
Yeah.
radio during Hurricane Eva, 1982.
Yeah.
Okay? And I realized that this has never happened before. So I leave our home in Kapahulu, I come down to the radio station and take over the board and start talking to people.
Yeah, I remember that. I was 4 years old.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And, yeah. And so because of that really helped that situation, but it was part of my transition. So I'm there and things happen, so I end up going to KSSK and applying for a job. And the general manager there calls me in
Yeah.
with C-Siftel, the owner's son,
yeah.
Chris, and we're talking story. And it works out that they decide, okay, you can do afternoon drive. So the new lineup would be Perry and Price in the morning, midday, Dick Wainwright, myself in the afternoon, Harvey Weinstein in the evening. And that's how it all started after Aku died. So that was the legacy that was left behind. I had a 5-year contract, beautiful contract. At the end of 5 years, they said to me, well, Kimo, we're going to be doing different things. So thank you very
the old
much.
different things routine, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I left and went back to KCC and played my song 10 times in a row.
But were you let go because of playing the Lord's Prayer?
This is the thing that's most important, is people think that because changes happen to you that are not good,
Right.
it might be a real down part of your life.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. If you have the passion for what you're doing, then you will find a way to keep going. And when you find that way to keep going, it will give you cause to celebrate, cause to enjoy, cause to share with people, cause to help out. And look, here we are today on Aloha Friday. And we're so happy to be able to share this show. First of all, because of generations. Then because of cultural connection. Then because of the powerful guests that we have, each telling a story about life. And it's all made possible because of Pacific Center for Economic Development, or Pelletron Center for Economic Development, and its Pelletron companies, PCED and its Pelletron companies. And the reason why we exist is because of that. The reason why we have control over our guests coming to this show and being a part of it is because of that. So we got to thank Aimoku McClellan, Harvard Kim, the whole executive team, PCED with Wendell Jung, and also Mahealani McClellan. Just this great team has allowed us to be here with you and to make a difference not only here in Hawaii on AM 940, but AM940Hawaii.com. Thank heavens we had that last week.
Yes.
And iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio, AM940, TuneIn app, AM940, and also Facebook. Yeah, Facebook.com/The Aloha Friday Morning Show.
Facebook, yeah, that's the general of Facebook right there.
The general Facebook.
So
Okay.
Perry, I guess, Perry and Price.
Well, no, that's our competition. That's
Oh, that's
enough. That's enough. Okay? Oh, I know you wanted to go on for days. That's enough.
I was satisfied.
Yes, we
I was satisfied
are.
with the answer.
Let's move on, dear.
I wanted to.
Okay, let's come back to our radio show. I'm trying to give us praise. Hello.
Oh, hello, we're learning.
Hello. Can I help you? Yes. We'll get back to our show right now. Okay? Because we are AM940, AM940Hawaii.com, iHeartRadio, and Facebook. And the Facebook address is?
Facebook.com/Aloha Friday Morning Show.
Woo! I'm Kimo Kahuano.
This is Ikaika Kahuano.
And Leilani Kupahoreno.
Along with our best engineer, Min. Okay? We'll be right back. Let's share some of the mele of Hawaii that's so sweet to your morning wherever you are in this world. Happy Aloha Friday.
Tasha never called back when we asked her for the information.
There we go. Oh, you got her number though?
I do.
Okay, good. The great sounds of the music of Hawaii, a beautiful instrumental, which means you had to sing by yourself. Just joking. It's time for, you know what? That's right, the thing that keeps us all together. The one and only sports.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, sports time. It's 6:20 in the islands. I'm Ikaika Kahuano. Go Sports. And can you say Danke Shane? Well, the German national football team sure can after winning the World Cup in extra time against Argentina last Sunday, a feat that has only been accomplished 2 other times in the history of the World Cup. And in the middle of our broadcast last Friday, LeBron James dropped the news that he would be taking his talents back to Akron, Ohio, to his hometown to finish his career with the Cleveland Cavaliers in a move that shook up the NBA free agency scene. So where are the other big-timers going? Well, Carmelo Anthony, unsurprisingly, has so selflessly decided to stay with the Knicks since they could pay him more than any other team could. Chris Bosh ended up staying with the Heat for a ridiculous amount of money in comparison to what he has to offer in terms of his ball skills, and D-Wade, despite having seen better days physically, has decided to return to the Heat for the next 2 seasons. Thus, the great debate begins on who will win their next championship first. Phil Jackson, Pat Riley, or LeBron James. And in local sports, St. Louis School graduate Marcus Mariota and Kahuku graduate Hau'oli Kikaha will be among the most watched players this college football season, each showing up on preseason watch lists for 3 major postseason awards and a prestigious community service award. Overall, 4 players from Hawaii and 2 whom play for UH have so far been named to the award watch list. Mariota, a University of Oregon quarterback, has been named to the watch list for the Davey O'Brien Award, the Maxwell Award, and the Heisman Trophy. Mariota, a redshirt junior for the Ducks, in case you didn't know that, is a 2-time All Pac-12 quarterback selection. He was a semifinalist for the O'Brien Award and leader in Heisman surveys last year before suffering a knee injury against UCLA. Mariota completed 245 of 386 passes for 3,665 yards and 31 touchdowns with 4 interceptions.
Whoa!
That's ridiculous.
Oh!
4 interceptions and led the Ducks to an 11-2 record. Kikaha, a senior linebacker at the University of Washington, is on lists for the Dick Butkus Award, the Chuck Bednarik Award, and the Bronco Nagurski Trophy. The Butkus Award recognizes the top linebacker, while the Bednarik Award and the Nagurski Trophy go to the Defensive Player of the Year. And in UH football, Donovan Raiola, I think he's a brother of Dominic Raiola, who I actually went to school with at St. Patrick's. A former Wisconsin and Kamehameha School center has joined the University of Hawaii football staff as an intern. Although he was not selected in the 2006 National Football League draft, Raiola eventually was a member of 7 teams during his 6-year career. Raiola spent the past 2 seasons as an assistant coach at Kamehameha, and Raiola and Dean Chung have conducted coaching clinics for offensive linemen, and he will be an administrative assistant to offensive line coach Chris Naiole. And on the Sweet Links, in only his 2nd tournament since back surgery 3.5 months ago, which is pretty amazing, Tiger Woods shot a 3 under 69 to arrive 3 shots behind leader Rory McIlroy after the first round of the Open Championship in Hoylake, England.
Yes, darling, it's the big one. It's really the Open. They just call it the Open because it's the Open.
Right,
Definitely.
right. Lovely. And
Yes,
the Tiger was also seen, get this, hitting practice balls after the first round, which is a good sign. And he says he felt good about his round despite a slow start by bogeying the first 2 holes. And also in golf, Iolani senior Rose Huang eliminated Punahou junior Mariel Galdiano in an opening round match of the U.S. Women's Amateur Public Links at the home course in DuPont, Washington on Wednesday. Huang won the 8th and 9th holes to take a 3-up lead at the turn. Galdiano birdied the 10th to cut her deficit, but the Hawaii juniors each played the next 7 holes in 1 under. Huang closing her 2-up win with par on the 17th. And there's your look at sports.
And just to add a little bit with Michelle, you know, the 6-foot giant.
Yeah, who
okay,
won
Michelle,
the U.S. Women's Open.
Yeah, and she got an SP. She got an SP.
Oh, she did get an SP. I didn't watch
for the U.S. Open.
Yeah,
she got an SP, and she hasn't done anything since. No. But what happens, you win that, you know, and you put everything together, right? It just goes to show you get that major championship that you've always been seeking. You do it at home. You do it with the U.S. Open. And then after that, whew, talk about going through a lot of stuff. You know, how do you get back to that intensity, that moment? So it just goes to show it hasn't quite happened yet. She's still having trouble. She's 3 over, I guess, 74. She shot 74 yesterday.
Some people would kill to shoot a 74, however.
Yeah.
Yes, I would.
Us human beings.
Not kill, but I would.
She of course is a major competitor. So
Right.
that's going to be really good. And the surprise of the Women's British Open was that Mo something, this from USA, never won anything, wins the British Open. And beats the number 1 player in all of the world.
I love when that happens.
I know.
Oh, love it. That's what sports is
I love
about.
the dark horses
And you know,
come out of nowhere.
You were mentioning Darling earlier. Could we mention the Just Own It, Darling by Tasha Chang for Sunday?
Sunday?
The breast cancer
Yes.
awareness fundraiser with Ivalani Sue.
And it's going to be at Mililani?
Yes, at the Mill.
At the Mill?
At the Mill.
Is that what we're calling it now?
July 20th, 5:30 to 10.
Oh, the Mill. Okay, like the
Yeah.
restaurant. Oh, okay.
It's a
It's
restaurant.
not short for Mililani then.
But
Okay,
since
got
you
it, got
mentioned
it.
Darling,
The Mill, darling.
Darling, and that's
Yes, definitely.
and it's called Just Own It, Darling.
Just own it. And what time is it going to be?
So 5:30, 10 o'clock. It's Poo Poo's live music and DJ raffles. $20 pre-sale and $25 at the door. So we just want to encourage, if you have a chance to go out there, if you're near the area, and even if it's raining, it'd be a fun place to be able to hang out with some friends.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you said the Mill. I thought it was short for Mililani, but it's actually like a mill. Like,
It's called
Well,
the
it could
Mill.
be. Could be
You think
short
so?
for Mililani. Yeah. The Mill. Just got a call from Denny Miyasato.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
Hi,
Denny is a great entrepreneur here. Actually
Crown?
started with his success through ATM machines.
ATM machines. Okay.
Yeah. How's that? So now Denny owns the Crown, and they're having Willie K
ooh, yeah.
on Tuesday.
And he's
It's not a bad
doing
guy to have.
No.
The Will.
Willie
And
K
he's
on
coming
top
over
doing
from Maui. Willie K.
kidney, yeah,
Ooh.
awareness.
And he rocks.
Yeah.
You know, that's it.
Willie K.
There is no
Diabetes.
second.
Willie K on Turbo Tuesdays.
Oh man.
You know?
That's going to be
Turbo
good.
Tuesdays?
No.
Definitely.
Willie K goes to 11.
Yeah. And,
Right,
and
Danny.
of course we have a lot of people to talk to
Yes.
today. Wonderful guests, and we're going to start off with our first guest. Leilani, who is our first guest?
Richard Pizzulo. So let's go over to Waimea
We're going to talk
Valley.
to Waimea. We're going
Love
back to
it.
Waimea.
It's so
That's where I
beautiful.
want to be. Life is simple and easy, just the way it ought to be. I recorded that song. Okay, so anyway, nobody would have known had I not
Wow.
let it out
Glad
the
you
bag.
told us.
Didn't even
Anyway,
know.
it's a long time ago.
Sounded marvelous.
Meanwhile, what's happening at Waimea happens 3 times during the summer.
Yeah.
This is the second concert, so
We
we'll
love
talk to him in just a
Okani.
few moments.
Okani.
And what's going to take us there is the beautiful music of Hawaii. This program is brought to you by
Peace It, and it's Pelotron Company.
Happy Aloha Friday.
Let's see.
The great sounds of Hawaiian music. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Aloha Friday, brought to you by...
Peace It, and it's Pelotron Company.
I'm Kimo Kahuano.
This is Ikaika Kahuana.
And Leilani Kupapa Marino.
And along with our fearless engineer men, we are here for you, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank our special guests. Got to say aloha to Pauline Marsham, One Little Gardens Foundation. Great event that's coming up, along with Alika Jamail. Thank you so much for putting together and keeping the heritage of Wanalua Valley and hula at the Hula Mound.
Kamana Nui.
Yeah, it's going to be really nice. That's tomorrow. Starts at 8:30 in the morning with the pre-concert and the recognition, and then the halau performing all the way to 4 p.m. in the afternoon with crafters, food. It's going to be really great. Out at Mililani,
The Mill on Sunday for breast cancer awareness by Tasha Chang. Just own it, darling.
from what time to what time?
5:30 till 10.
Okay, and aloha to Ivalani.
Yes.
Also, want to say aloha out there to the North Shore. Those of you accessing the Great Waimea, it's all about ukulele tomorrow.
Yeah,
See the Great One himself, Eddie
Uncle
Kamai.
Eddie Kamai.
Yeah. Brittany Paiva comes in from the Big Island of Hawaii. Kale, Gamia.
Imua Garza.
Ooh.
I know, what a lineup. And then, also, Kamakapili Church, our annual luau is happening tomorrow. It's takeout. I don't know if they've sold out, but yeah.
Kamakapili
This is always
Church.
happening during Prince Lot.
Oh, how
Keiki
beautiful.
Hula also is happening this
Yeah, Keiki
weekend.
Hula's happening.
Tonight,
Prince
tomorrow.
Lot, everything's happening.
Yeah,
And
there's a lot going on.
speaking of women,
And wait, let me tell you, today there are 3 golf tournaments.
Yes.
Okay? Luna Lila Home golf tournament at Hawaii Kai. Okay? Then there's Alelele Hua golf course. There's the PAAC.
That's one that I'll be emceeing. And then there's another one, Tamura's.
And there's others that
tournament.
we don't know about at this moment. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of tournaments popping
A
up.
lot of stuff, a lot of stuff.
And we want to thank
wait,
you, Hanalei.
wait, Hanalei, that's right. Hanalei from Kaiholu
Hi.
for his presence.
And Michelle Spencer, NICU nursing.
NICU nurse,
Yes.
Kapiolani. How
Yes.
beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. And
Yeah.
lastly, we had Johnson Enos. Honu.
Yeah.
Such a cute show.
Johnson, good guy. We got to say thank you to him. And of course, early in the morning, you know, Richard, thank you very much, Mr. Pizzulo. He's the
Yes.
top of the, you know, food chain out there. He's the big boomba. He's the boss.
And
yet he's on our radio show.
He
So,
was. Hey,
Richard,
last
thank
night.
you. And yeah,
Mwani and Jamil.
yeah,
We ran into them.
yeah. Mwani
Mwani Ke'ala.
Ke'ala.
And it was so cute because
On KITV4.
Yeah.
And we're at the Paina. Okay, just getting some grinds. And boom, I look over there. It's Mwani.
Here she comes over and
And
kisses
next to her is
Jamil.
Jamil Webster's son. Okay? I said, my son would love to talk
Yes.
sports with you, Rob.
That's
So-
why we had to bring them in.
So we may
because
have
you
them
were
on.
mentioned.
We may have them on next week.
Okay,
Yes.
cool, cool.
Okay? So we'll give them a call, try to get them on. And then
I actually really like his sportscasting like style.
That's why we
Yeah.
wanted to mention it. Yeah.
Okay, so for the
Compliments to
perpetual
them.
people who always listen to the show, we got to say aloha to them. First
Yes.
of all, I want to say aloha to Keone Coelho at the Grand Wailea because he said, "Hey, great show, bro."
Oh, wonderful. And Kimo Fuller.
Kimo Fuller.
Thank you
out
for
there on the leeward
beautiful
side.
spirit.
Yes, Bishop Fuller.
Yes.
We also want to say aloha to Pastor Ron Yoshida in Moanalua.
And on Hawaii Island, we have those pickers.
The
that
Pickers?
always listen to our show.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
Kenny Pickers, yeah.
Aye.
I think that, or Ilima.
Or was
Ilima
pickers, that's right.
Pickers. And then we also have the girls, ukulele girls,
Makani Girls, yeah,
Makani
Yeah.
girls
in Chicago.
in Chicago with the daddy. And then we have your father in
My
Vegas.
dad in Henderson,
Yeah.
Don Marino. You know, there's so many that listen to the show, and if you have a chance, go to our Facebook page and let us know so we can announce your name. We'd love to say aloha to you wherever you are in the
Yeah,
world.
we certainly do appreciate it, and we're getting all kinds of messages all the time.
What a
so
blessing.
we certainly do appreciate it. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for us to go.
And we want to also...
Now it's time to say goodbye to all our company. 'Cause it's Aloha Friday, no work till Monday. A doobie-doo, a diddly-doo, it's Aloha, it's Aloha Friday, no work till Monday. A doobie-doo, it's Aloha Friday, no work till Monday. A doobie-doo, a diddly-doo. Thank you all. See you next week. Brought to you by...
He said, and it's Peloton Companies.